Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is a new channel that I've created recently. Um, I'll first introduce myself, introduce my vision for this channel, and then we'll jump into the topic for today, which is why students should um, consider coming to the US as an international student compared to other places in the world. Let me first introduce myself. I am a former international student. I came to the US um, about 10 years ago. As an international student, I had completed my bachelor's or my undergrad in mechanical engineering. I came to the US from Southeast Asia, from Pakistan to be specific. I did my master's in engineering here and then started my career as an engineer in the manufacturing industry. Um, and now I've worked in the manufacturing industry for about a decade. I've had a successful career, I would say. I learned a lot. I made a great life for myself here. And I've achieved financial freedom, financial stability here in the US. I'm actually at the brink of becoming a millionaire. I'm just shy of getting there. And I would share my journey about that with you guys as well. So you can become financially successful in your lives too. So moving into the vision, the goal of the channel. Uh, so over the last few years, I've helped several students come to the U.S. And study here at a reduced cost. I helped several individuals, graduating students with their careers, getting their careers started. I've been providing financial advice to friends and family for quite some time now. So I thought, why not make a channel and make this information available to the masses so everybody can benefit from it. After all, knowledge is the only thing that increases with sharing. So this is my way of sharing the little bit knowledge I have. Hopefully you all will appreciate it and act on it if you deem appropriate. So that's kind of my goal and vision with the channel. So let's move right into the topic for today. So the topic is again why students should come to the US, study in the US instead of other countries out there in the world. So there are many reasons. I jotted down a couple that I think are the most important ones, which I will share with you, and hopefully I'll be able to convince you that the US is the best place to be as an international student. Number one is that the standard of education here in the U.S. is, significantly better than anywhere else. You just look at university rankings. There are several different rankings that are published every year, and every single one of them, out of the top 500 universities, more than half would be U.S. universities. So that tells you something, right? That tells you that U.S. universities are better than universities of other countries. And then, obviously in the US, the government invests a lot more in education compared to other countries in the world. So, in US schools and colleges, universities, you would have better facilities, better infrastructure, better equipment in the labs, all around, right? So, everything would be better. Uh, and then thirdly, the method of teaching is also quite unique, much better than other countries in the world, especially where I come from, Southeast Asia. Uh, Learning involves a lot of repetition, a lot of memorization, rather than actually understanding the concepts. So here in the US, the focus is on understanding the concept, not just duplicating your textbook in your exam. So they would want you to convey the concept rather than just memorizing. So that definitely increases or improves your learning drastically. Uh, The second reason for coming to the US for your education is the reputation of the education itself, right? So, US degrees are highly regarded all over the world. Uh, you can get a degree from the US and go to any other country in the world, and you would, be considered a competitive candidate there for any job that is relevant to your education. Um, in Southeast Asia, where I come from, a US degree sets you apart from the competition, and you actually get preference over your competition if you have a US degree. So just the reputation of US education itself will give you an edge over the education that you get in other countries. Uh, Thirdly, in the US, you have a lot of options. Um, any field you can think of, you will find uh, programs here in the US for. So, for example, you can start with psychology, engineering, mathematics, other scientific fields, medicine, acting, singing, filmmaking. All of these fields are taught here as degree programs in the US. Uh, so, for example, in Southeast Asia, you would rarely find a program in filmmaking or singing or acting, even psychology. But here in the U.S., it's quite common, and most of the successful filmmakers, actors, etc., attend schools and colleges and get degrees before they start their careers. So here in the U.S., as I said, you have uh, lots and lots of opportunities, options. Wherever you want to study, you can explore it, and pursue your dreams. Um, the next factor that I would mention is the multicultural environment here in the US. So, being an international student here, you get to interact with people from all over the world, all walks of life. You get to experience their cultures, their traditions and customs. You get to experience their food, and that's a very valuable thing. You get exposure to the whole world being in the U.S. When I was a graduate student, I made friends from all over the world, from Africa, from Australia, from Europe, and being exposed to that kind of thing expands your horizons significantly, and employers value that as well. If you have that kind of experience, that kind of exposure, that is considered a big plus. Uh, so that's not only a professional advantage, but also a personal advantage for you. Um, at a later stage in your life, if you have to move to a different country, you would know what their culture is like, what kind of food they eat, etc. So that was definitely beneficial for me, and it will be for you as well. Uh, Next one is that uh, if you want to come to the US and want to live here permanently, settle down here in the US, coming here as a student is probably your best option right now. uh, you know uh, the US visa officer cannot deny anybody a US education. If you are able to get admission in a US school, US university, and you have the financial means to get that education, a visa officer cannot deny you that education. So if your goal is to ultimately settle down and live in the US, coming to the US as a student is your best bet. And coming here as a student and getting a degree here in the US is, also gonna be critical for you to have a successful life here, because once you get a degree from a US university, you gain recognition for your previous education as well. Without a US degree, your education is not really gonna be recognized here. So once you get a U.S. degree, you can apply for the same jobs that other Americans are applying for. Employers would recognize your previous education that you acquired in your home country. You would be given equal weight, relevance for the same job positions. So it's a win-win situation. You get a degree here, you get recognition, you get to come here and make a life for yourself. All right. Moving into the next one. So studying in the U.S. Will also be very beneficial for you because there's a shortage of manpower here right now, especially after COVID. That has worsened even further. So, particularly in STEM careers, so STEM refers to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So, people who have education in the STEM fields are in high demand here in the US right now, and they are highly sought after. Employers are, looking for them, looking for talented and qualified candidates in these areas. If you come to the US and get a degree in one of these fields, you are set up to have a successful career here, a successful life here if you choose to be. Um, so that's a great benefit of coming to the US right now. Uh, Last but not the least is that if you get an education from the US and you don't plan to live here long term, you want to go back to your home country and have a career there. A US degree will increase your potential earnings in your home country. Uh, that kind of ties into the earlier point where I mentioned the reputation of a US degree. So, if you have a US degree and you go back to your home country, you will definitely get an edge, an advantage over the rest of the crowd, and your earning potential will be higher. um, and obviously everybody wants to have a successful career, and that's going to be a stepping stone towards that. So I've seen many people who got an education in the US and went back to their home countries, and they were able to be hired in senior level executive positions because they had the education to back themselves up. So if you're interested in that, again, coming to the US is going to be an excellent choice for you. All right, so those were some of the things that I think are most important when you make your decision regarding studying in a foreign country. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I upload more videos. At the bottom, I've also included a link for a video where I talk about the different financial aid options available to international students at U.S. universities. So be sure to check that out if you're interested to study here with financial aid. I've also included another link for a video that talks about the different degree levels that are available and which one is more suitable for you. For example, bachelor's, master's, PhD. Which one should you go after here in the U.S. So check that out as well. And that's all for today. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good rest of your day.